So this funnel will make us $150,000 per month, and this is the complete breakdown. Now I think a lot of people just overcomplicate everything, and I just want to split pure source for a couple of minutes. And what I've done is I've broken it down or segmented it into 4 main categories. So it's the data tracking, your highest ROI activity, the actual funnel, and then the scaling phase. Now, what we noticed was once we onboarded this client that no data was actually being tracked. Booking rate, show rate, LTV, CAC, none of that was actually accounted for and being taken note of. Now, little fact is that data-driven organizations are 23 times more likely to actually acquire a customer, 6 times more likely to retain those customers, and 19 times more likely to actually be profitable. Now, one thing with data is data allows you to spot the bottlenecks. Nobody likes tracking. But the biggest lever you can pull is in actually tracking all your data. So what we did was we populated the data from the month of August. We took the ad spend, the booked calls, the show rate, the calls taken and the closes, and what cash collected was, as well as revenue. On paper, everything seemed sound. I mean, we spent £2,200 on ads. We cash collected £6,000 and about 18,000 in revenue. However, when you look deeper into the actual data, we noticed a major red flag. The fact that the show rate was 18.2%. Killer close rate though, but the show rate was bad. And one thing about your show rate is, if it's bad, you haven't given the prospect enough information to actually warrant jumping on the sales call with you. And the famous words of Alex Hormozi is, simple always scales. Now, I think a lot of people overcomplicate what a funnel is. A funnel is simply there just to guide a prospect, whether it be warm or cold, from the awareness stage to actually converting. And your success metric could vary. It could be a sale, it could be a booked appointment, or it could be an inbound DM. Now, knowing this data, obviously it varies from business to business and offer to offer, but knowing this, the highest level we could pull was focusing on the show rate. So knowing this data, we now know what our highest ROI activity is. So within 24 hours, we cooked up a new VSL landing page as well as a post-booking page. The beauty of a well-crafted post-booking page is that it should actually congratulate the lead and actually make them feel special. It should then also explain what the call is about. It should also mention that they will be rung up on a certain number, and I'll elaborate on this point shortly. And it should also ask the prospect to be attentive as well as in a quiet environment. Now, we cooked up all of this, and you always want to ensure that there's proof of a promise. So stacking client wins, screenshots, client testimonials on the actual VSL landing page, as well as the thank you and the booking page. This is just to reinforce their decision in taking the first step to actually booking a call. So within 24 hours of actually launching the pre-call sequence, the new VSL landing page, we literally booked in 7 sales calls within 24 hours. Now, in addition to that, what we have is a setter in place that is onboarded onto our personal Slack channel where we get notifications. So what the setter will then go and do is, within 5 to 10 minutes of booking, they will do about 15 to 20 minutes of discovery on the lead. Now, the most important aspect is speed to lead. Once someone is booked in, have someone phone them up within 5 to 10 minutes. What this allows you to do is to increase the touch point from when they book to actually when the appointment is scheduled, and this increases the show up rate. What this also allows you to do is to double qualify the lead financially. Usually when you have a landing page or any VSL page, you have qualifying questions to ensure that the buyer is qualified financially. So a lot of the times people will actually lie. I don't get that, maybe it's for like an ego thing, but yeah, they will lie about the money that they're making. So the reason for this is just to ensure that for every person we have on our calendar, they are actually qualified, because there's no point in filling the slots up for the week, having 6 calls a day, but half of them aren't qualified. So this allows us to kind of segment our leads and appointments based on how qualified they are. If they do not pick up and we can't get hold of them within 24 hours of them booking, we cancel the call and then allow for someone else to book on that time slot. The nice thing with having this system in place is you actually listen for potential pain points. So the goal of your setter is to ensure that they are qualified and furthermore uncover the actual pain points. That way, when the closer jumps on the call, they know what the pain points is and they can dive straight into it. Now, a lot of people try to, spit out tactics. Okay, this is how the funnel should be. But simply put, like, It's very, 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 very simple. Have top of funnel, nurture your leads, and then convert them. This process should handle all the nurturing and all the qualification. So all you need to focus on is cooking up new ad creatives, cooking up new content, and just doing volume. Alex Hormozi always says it's always about volume. Simplicity will scale. Don't overcomplicate the funnel. Don't overcomplicate it. Post content, run the ads, and make small tweaks along the way. Nurture your leads through story sequences, have value reels. Ensure though that you are testing multiple formats. Whenever you have, I would say, a fresh account where you're trying to reach a new audience, test different formats, whether it be POV videos, whether it be value reels, whether it be podcast style clips. Just test to see what works. I mean, that's the best thing you can do starting out. And then convert this. So obviously you're driving traffic, whether it be from Instagram on ad to your VSR landing page. You could also then guide that traffic to your YouTube and then have them nurtured before you actually book the call. Now, scaling your offer shouldn't be too complicated. Simple always scales. Scale the ad spend, run new creatives, post more content, and make small tweaks based off the data. Now, I didn't want to drag this video on unnecessarily. Really, there's 4 key pillars you want to focus on. Track your data, focus on what your highest ROI activity is. Don't overcomplicate the funnel, just do more volume and be intentional about what you post and the creatives you run. And when it comes to scaling, double down on what works, scale the ad spend, test, and iterate. That's genuinely the best way to scale any offer or any business. Now look, if you do want any assistance with implementing this entire strategy, pop me a DM or schedule a call with me with the first link in the description. If you need help, we can have a chat and we can just go over your current situation and what you might need help with.